What's good, everybody? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope everybody had a fantastic evening. If you're in the New York City area, yep, we got snow last night. Not that much, but if you got a shovel, you still got to go bust it out. Go bust out that snow, y'all. Do what y'all got to do. Yes, we up. It's another morning. If you're here under the sound of my voice, that means we made it to another day. Hope everybody had a good one. And let's just do it and get out the way. Get it out the way, y'all. Get it out the way. Let's wake up the pores. Let's wake up the pores. Let's shake it off. Let's shake it off. And yes, we're back. We did the weekend, and this Monday, February the 3rd, 2025, we got a lot to discuss, a lot in the clip, a lot to go over. And again, I'm going to keep on saying it because I care about y'all. I really do care. Hope y'all had a good night. Hope you had a fantastic evening because I did. This show really takes up a lot of time doing the clip searching and doing the thumbnails and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys because I see that the numbers are starting to go up. A lot of people do appreciate the fact that we have this platform to come to and, voice our opinions on various topics. There's not a lot of people in here right now, but y'all already know how we do it. We want to make sure that anybody and everybody knows I'm my own moderator. Y'all can go ahead and do what y'all got to do in the comment area, say things, joke, and all of that. It's all good. Just don't get out of hand. Also, no spamming, no fighting in the comments and stuff like that. We like to try to stay on topic over here. And with that being the case, and I know that you guys can read the heading up here, I'm gonna just go right into it and get right down to business this morning because like I said, we got a lot to cover. I got somewhere to go after this, not gonna rush, but we still have to get these topics out. So let's go ahead and move this light over here, let you guys see what's up on this board, make sure that we all on the same page. And again, let's go. What we got here? We got China, Mexico, and Canada. That's right, y'all, it's time. They're now responding in kind to President Trump's tariffs. They basically following up like, hey, y'all, you imposed tariffs on us. Now it's our turn. And yes, like we expected, they've already started to impose tariffs on us the same way that we impose tariffs on them. Then we have the tech billionaire. You guys see him, Mr. Zuckerberg, who says he's threatening to fire staffers for leaking information. You know how they do that. What do they call it? An insider telling information about the company, what's going on. Mark don't really like that too tough. Don't be coming around here telling our business. This is not how we do it up in here. Like it says on top, it says, what happens at Facebook stays at Facebook. All right, cool. What else we got over here? We got this Groundhog Day. Did Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow? Will we have an early spring this year? Something that everybody really interested in. I know you guys really like, hot weather and staying outside and being able to hang out with your family and stuff. So let's get into that. Let's see what's going on with Punxsutawney. I think that's his name, Punxsutawney Phil. Yeah, and again, you guys, hope y'all having a good one. We had some late breaking early stuff come in that just happened, that happened to do with Donald Trump. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in first. And just because of the fact that it was something that came in yesterday after we already got the lineup together. And that is Donald Trump has decided to pull TPS. So he's already pulled the protection for the Venezuelans who had temporary protective status. He's not re-signing it, and he pulled it. So anyone who's Venezuelan who's been here and has not been already given legal status to stay, they got about 6 weeks to go back to Venezuela, which is crazy. We got to get into that. That's why I said we got to skip all the other titles. I want you guys to see where we're at with this situation where Trump, he's reportedly pulling TPS status from hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans, and he basically already revoked it.
status for Venezuelans currently living in the United States.
And this leaves some with 60 days to leave the country. Local 10's Bridget Matter is
Yeah,
putting us
60
live
days.
in
I'm sorry,
Doral
not 6
tonight
weeks,
with more
60
on how
days.
this will affect people in South Florida. Bridget.
And this is a big development. More than 600,000 Venezuelans here in the United States under temporary protection status could face deportation. Hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans under temporary protection status, otherwise known as TPS, could face deportation. According to the New York Times, Donald Trump has made the decision to revoke TPS. The program aims to protect people leaving countries suffering under socioeconomic, political, and/or environmental crisis. Under President Nicolas Maduro, millions have fled the country as the government continues to unravel. President Donald Trump addressed TPS recipients in South Florida.
We want to see what we can do to get people back in their homeland safe and free. And all, he's meeting with a lot of different people. But we are for the people of Venezuela. We're for the Venezuelan Americans. If you look at it, we have them all in Florida, right around the Doral area. That's really, they call it Little Venezuela.
Close to 300,000 given status protections in 2023 will have 60 days after the termination notice is published. More than 250,000 will have protection through September.
So every Venezuelan that has TPS is good until April this year or September of this year. So no need to panic.
Immigration attorney Willie Allen says most
You see, people that talk like this, you're not really saying nothing to really help these Venezuelans. All you're doing is telling them how long they got, and you're just validating it, acting like you're really doing something. That's like a doctor that's coming to pull a plug, just talking about human anatomy. Yeah, well, the heart's connected to this, connected to that, da-da-da. And yeah, I feel you just trying to give them some sort of reassurance, but it's not really reassurance if you think about it. So, I mean, you wanted some camera time, okay.
Venezuelan that has TPS is good until April this year or September of this year. So no need to panic.
Immigration attorney Willie Allen says most Venezuelans have likely applied for asylum, which will protect them after TPS expires. But those who have lost their asylum case will be vulnerable. Mr. Trump's Homeland Security Secretary says TPS does not serve the national interests of the United States, and under the Biden administration's order, an 18-month extension would have been granted for TPS recipients. So those who have lost their asylum case or those who have not applied for asylum are most at risk for facing deportation. For now, we're live in Doral. Bridget Matter, Local 10 News.
Yeah, like I said, this was late breaking yesterday. It came in pretty late, so I wanted to make sure that we covered that story early. I know everybody's really concerned, and it's saying, I mean, they're basically saying that that's on the premise of why we elected Donald Trump in the first place to be the president, because they didn't like what was going on with the economy, as well as in immigration and much more. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this rollout right here, because we got a situation now where Ron DeSantis and Trump, they button heads now, because basically Ron DeSantis wants to run his state of Florida in a certain way, and Trump is basically implementing more laws that he wants the governors to follow under ICE, and they're having pushback. DeSantis is basically saying he's going to veto this bill because he's really not with, he's not going for the bill that they're trying to get Miami to go under right now. So he's not going for it. And it's pretty strange because, these guys are the same. They're not the same, but they're under the same party, which is Republicans. So that you would think that, they would have this together in an understanding. But when you look at it and you have like the government that's trying to come over you and tell you what to do, and if you look at what they want you to do as being weak, you might have some sort of pushback. And I think it's the way DeSantis is feeling right now. He might feel like it's taking away some of his governor's power if he listens to this case right here and signs off on the bill. So basically, he's saying he's going to veto it. He's not even going to go with the bill that was implemented and given to him yesterday.
So there's a battle brewing in Florida between Governor Ron DeSantis and the Republican-controlled legislature. They're at odds over a bill about a crackdown on illegal immigration, basically how to do it and who should be in control over it. Governor Ron DeSantis vowing to veto that bill, saying it's weak. It will transfer immigration power to a bureaucracy. You'll recall DeSantis was one of the first governors to take a stand and send illegal immigrants from Florida over to a blue state. Remember that? That went well. Eventually making it a top priority in this year's presidential election, maybe helping deliver the presidency to Donald Trump. Joining us now to discuss this when where they're at right now locally is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, great to see you. Can you tell everyone at home what's going on between you and your fellow Republicans in the legislature?
Sure, Brian. I called a few weeks ago for a special session of the Florida legislature to address this issue of illegal immigration and specifically how we could help the Trump administration, based on his executive orders, enforce immigration laws and increase the number of illegal aliens that we're removing from the state of Florida. They have programs that our local and state government can enter into. We want all of our governments to be into that. We also have people that can be deputized by ICE to act as immigration agents. So there's a huge range of possibilities here to be able to do this and finally do it right. And I know President Trump is fully committed to honoring his campaign promise to enact the largest deportation program in American history. But when I called for that, even though our voters really wanted to do it, the leaders of the legislature said it was premature, and one of them even said that it was a stunt. So they didn't want to do this at all. The problem is the voters wanted them to. So they had pressure to show up and do it, but instead of doing the proposals that we had, which would actually work, they did a piece of legislation which would actually undercut our ability to respond. They take away all the powers of the governor and the different state agencies that are currently in the fight, and they transfer it to the Commissioner of Agriculture. But as you know, Brian, agriculture has been a magnet for illegal foreign labor, and they also bar any involvement with ICE. Unless you do a mother may I from the Commissioner of Agriculture. So what it does is it masquerades as an enforcement bill, but it makes Florida a de facto sanctuary state.
What you guys think about that? I mean, he does have a point, and just probably doesn't want to go with what everybody else is doing. I do kind of hear what he has to say, but womp, 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 DeSantis, come on now. Because at first, you remember, guys, we're going to forecast. We're going to be the leader in making our state like the staple for everybody else to follow after. Now look, because you're going to have to fall in line now. The president basically, the president basically calls the shots. Mary Bennett, good morning, Mary. How you doing, Mary? Where you guys tapping in from this morning? Let me know where you guys tapping in so I can say what's up to where y'all coming from. Rakasan, bye-bye. What we got? Dan Coy 09, craziness. Well, DeSantis has always been like that, when it comes down to him. Like they said, remember he was busing in all of the immigrants to different sanctuary states. Dan Coy 09, even if you are born in America, can they kick you out? That's what they're trying to do, basically. That's what's coming next. They're trying to do it with that. They're trying to revoke birthright citizenship. That's the other part that they're trying to take out. So you got to be careful with that. Then what we got with Rob? What's good, Rob? What's going on? Good morning, y'all. He's also so insecure. Rose, wait a minute. I'm going to read the rest of this. He's also so insecure of his height, he wears pumps. Who does that? K Chapman 20. Rose with no thorns. Good early morning here in Southern California, San Fernando Valley. Shout out to San Fernando Valley. Shout out to Los Angeles. Shout out to Southern California. Shout out to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well down there with all of the wildfires and everything. I hope that they become contained really quickly, so that people can get back to their lives. I'm praying that happen. I hope you guys really can get your lives back together, because it's in shambles now down there. What else we got over here? I need Monday off. Me and you too. You and me too. I think you are confused on birthright citizenship. Why do you think that? I said they're trying to do away with birthright citizenship. And Trump said yesterday that they're looking at birthright citizenship in the wrong manner. He said birthright citizenship was actually implemented for slavery, and now they're just taking advantage of it. So that's the part. That was as of yesterday. So if I'm wrong, please keep me on point and let me know what you think, because we definitely have a difference of opinions currently right now. But that's what the platform is for, so that we can both iron it out and figure it out. Think he's only 5'6", but he wears height boosters because he's insecure. Who that? I am 5'6". I know if you're talking about me, I ain't got no height boosters. I got on the Bugatti slippers. What you talking about? K. Chapman, because how can you be a leader and you're insecure like a schoolgirl and lie about it? Who we talking about? Who we talking about, Trump or DeSantis?
The point is just this. I've never seen a more negative reaction for anything the Florida legislature has done from our grassroots than I have seeing how they've done this bill. It's almost unanimous.
Right.
People want this problem solved once and for all. My set of proposals will do it. Their set of proposals will make the problem worse.
And we can put them on the screen while we talk. But, Governor, just researching and getting ready for the segment, it seems personal. It seems like you killed the Agriculture Commissioner's $300 million water bill. The House Speaker says he tried to call you, didn't return his call. So is this personal amongst Republicans? And are they running to President Trump to referee it?
So you have to ask them, but I can tell you this, Brian, when you get elected to office, you have a responsibility to do what's in the best interest of the people that put you there. You shouldn't worry about phone calls. You shouldn't worry about these other things. It's not about you. It's not about these personalities. It's not about turf war. It's about getting the job done. So I clearly have a set of proposals that have strong support from the people that elected us.
Right.
And oh, by the way, are consistent with the promises that we made. And I think, my view is if you want to be weak on this and you want to run that way, I don't think you'll get elected. But if you do, and you do it, hey, what am I going to do? But these guys, Ron is being tough on this. And
See how the volume just went all the way up and then he's trying to put it on him? So yeah, Ron, that does seem like you're being kind of personal on this topic right now. And you really shouldn't be, because you're the governor and you have the responsibility to do what? Serve the people. And you're not doing that when you're confusing it and making it personal. So you're really not doing it. They're not doing it. They're just not. He's just not. But that's the party. Now they finally have some fighting within. And what they're going to do about it, we don't know. And we're going to find out later. We're going to see. And that's that. But other news, we got some Chicago food pantries that are saying that a lot of their clients are stopping. They're not coming in. Why? Because they're scared that they're going to get deported. The same way a lot of parents are not picking up their kids from school, or not picking them up, but they're trying to send other people to take them and have other people come pick them up, because they're really cracking down on all sorts of areas with ICE. They've got the schools, they've got churches, and now, as you can see yesterday, they're doing a DMV. So like when you get your license renewed, they're hanging out outside to see if you're basically supposed to be here. So a lot of these areas where you might have seen a lot of immigrants hanging out, you might not see that going on no more. Honestly, to me, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think it's a good thing. I really do. I think it's going to bring down a lot of crime. It's going to help the resources go back to the people that are actually from the United States. And hopefully, let a lot of these people go back home, man. We don't got it. We ain't got it. If you got to come to the United States and sleep on the street, you come from a country that you're doing bad and you come here and you on the street, I understand you're trying to make a better life for yourself. But when you see everybody trying to do the same thing, and we've already been stressing and trying to get out, it's just going to make it that much harder for the people that are there. So yeah, check this out. We got this situation I told you about with these food banks. And like I said, the churches, schools, a lot of people are really scared to go and pick up their kids. And now they're even scared to go pick up food.
A local food pantry in Chicago says it's seeing a drop in the number of people who are walking in. Many of them are now staying home over fears of deportation. NBC5's V. Wynn has the story from Pilsen.
The Pilsen Food Pantry is bustling with volunteers today, packing food boxes for families in need. And for Jaime Gomez, the work is personal.
So this is the part that I don't understand. 2 years ago, the pantries were saying, oh, we don't even have enough food for the people that live in the States. Look at all of these migrants that's coming here. They were complaining about not having enough food for citizens. Now they're complaining about not having food for migrants. So you never know how you sometimes you're not going to satisfy people the same way. Like sometimes I might say something on here. A lot of people might go with what I'm saying. A lot of other people might be like, nope, I don't agree with you. That's just the way of the world. Again, the smart thing for us to do is be able to stick there and like take it and be able to get to the next level so that we can work through it. And that's what makes us better, because once we overcome and beat it, we can find common ground in our differences.
From an immigrant family as well, so I know what that feels like, to be, under some fear of the future. You don't know what's going to happen.
Given the fears of mass deportations, the staff here says many of their clients in the undocumented community have opted to stay home and out of the public eye.
It's very real, and we are, reaching out to families, to those especially right now who are medically vulnerable, trying to make sure that, they get food that they need.
The pantry is calling for more volunteers to help with delivery so they can reach clients who are afraid to leave their homes right now.
So what they're doing now is, since the illegal migrants are scared to come to the food banks, they're looking for people that are willing to go to these food banks, pick up the food, and deliver it to the illegal migrants so that they won't have to come out into the streets and probably be sent back, to their countries of origin. I don't know if that's going to probably get you in trouble with the feds, for taking care of and delivering and, because of the laws now that they have, helping out and aiding and abetting, so I don't know about that, but this is what the Chicago Food Bank is doing right now in order to try to help out with the migrants that are scared to come out of their homes because they're starving, not starving, but they can't come out and work. And they're looking for people that are possibly interested in working at the shelter to bring them food. Souse Up Gaming, MNGA. Bad decisions. That's wow. Well, we got 6i. I just hate MAGA. Stanley Shed. Come here legally. Cricks. LOL. Junior TX. I'm Hispanic and glad Trump is doing these deportations. So Junior TX. Are you willing to go and help out at the shelter? I mean, at the food bank in order to deliver some of these nourishing meals to certain immigrants that are not able to come because they fear of getting deported back to their native countries. I just wanted to ask you that, sir. And bad decisions, open up jobs. Source Up Gaming, MAGA, MNGA MAGA. Okay. David Biggers, you should be ashamed of yourself, Bugatti. You're talking about me, I guess, huh? I don't want my tax money to be used to take care of them freeloaders. I didn't say that. That was Junior TX. Uncle Andrew's Adventures, 100%. Get them out, MAGA. Danny, we all should be arrested. Do me a favor, y'all. If y'all like the content that we see right now, we got 329 people in the building. Let's double tap that screen. Let you got, because like I said, 6 o'clock in the morning, we got a lot to go. Just show that we appreciate the fact that I pulled all the content and everything. Love the love over there. Always see that. Always enlightens me. Makes me want to keep on going. Hope you guys are having a good day. Double tap the screen to get them likes up to let people know that we're here. Let's go.
On average, they serve around 120 people each day, but says that number has dropped to half this past week.
They're already a very brave group of people to do what they've done just so they can protect their families. And then so all of a sudden to find out that you might not be able to get food, I think it's a tragedy.
The pantry manager knows their work is crucial despite the hateful messages and threats they've received. He says it's not stopping them.
It's upsetting, but you have to realize that is such a small fraction of the community members that support us. So we've got a lot of support here.
35% of the people they serve are Chinese. Their pantry doors and free clothing store open to anyone and everyone, they say, during this time of uncertainty.
At the end of the day, I just, want people to know that as a community, we're stronger than any fear that.
Are there any homeless Chicago citizens that are American that can use some of that food? Or maybe some of them clothes that's hanging up in the back? I mean, it's cold in Chicago right now. So all these clothes that I'm seeing right here, there's a lot of homeless American people that live in Chicago. Why they can't get some of that stuff to them? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to, it's just opening up conversation. I want to know, do you guys think if there's possibly other homeless people in Chicago that could use some of these clothes or maybe some of the food that they're talking about, giving to the illegal migrants that are scared to come out?
One and everyone, they say, during this time of uncertainty.
At the end of the day, I just, want people to know that as a community, we're stronger than any fear that is tried to get put upon us.
V1 NBC 5 News.
Important. They're looking for more drivers to just get that food to the people in need. Smart idea.
A local.
So they said that that's a smart idea. So again, if you guys are in the Chicago area and you are interested in helping out with the Chicago Food Pantry, I mean, you could stop by, let them know that you'd be interested in dropping off food, dropping off clothes or whatever like that. So that's what you guys want to do, because again, we have many different types of people that are in the chat, and you might want to help out. So if you're in the Chicago area, want to go over there and help out, drop some meals around, help out. You definitely can do that. My thing about it is this. I'm sure at this point it's getting back to people in other countries, the pushback, the fact that we do have Donald Trump as the president now, and the fact that TPS has been stopped, the application for CPS has been stopped as well. I'm sure it's getting back to these other countries, which makes me wonder why they're still trying to come into the country. I mean, you got people that's right now, it's like you're kind of like trying to break into a prison, especially when you consider how many armed people that are at the border. We've got but everybody's out there now putting up the fences and everything out there. We got military out there now involved because the cartel has been deemed a terrorist organization. So now they're able to implement the military. So what's weird is I don't understand how people are still trying to come into the United States. We got this little clip of this Fox newscaster that ran around with a couple of guys, ICE agents, and a couple of the Border Patrol to see what happens at night. And they basically monitor everything that's going on amongst the southern border wall. They got drones out there at night now. I mean, man, it's not even worth it. They have it where it's like, even though it's dark, they have it where it's like thermal and they can see like things moving around. They really enacted some high tech stuff in order to combat this. There's still people trying to get in, and like I said, it's never going to stop. But my thing is, would you try to keep on breaking into somewhere that's like kicking you out? Because to me, at this point, it's like once you get in here, now you got to still be nervous about moving around because ICE is still going to be after you. And once they catch you, what you going to do? All right, so check this out right here. I'm gonna show you guys this right here. So you guys, because they actually cut a hole into some areas, and this is that ride along that I'm telling you guys about. Check it out.
And agents told us this was the first week that they saw Border Patrol vehicles and National Guard vehicles stationed in these crucial spots. Before this new administration, they said they were spread so thin, they just didn't have the manpower to do that, Stuart.
Brooks, thank you very much.
Let me see if they got that there.
Try to run. Yep.
Here you go. You skipped it. Sorry, y'all.
Yep, we got bodies north, making their way through the rocks.
Fox News gets an exclusive look from the skies at what agents are up against each night.
All right, those two are crawling away.
Migrant after migrant.
We're trying to run. Yep.
All trying to evade Border Patrol agents.
Yeah, that guy's still messing with the fence right there.
The two migrant groups just made a hole in the border wall. It's dark out, so what they don't realize, we're 5 miles away and can still watch their every move.
He was kind of halfway through the fence there.
The helicopter armed with a high-tech camera equipped for night vision. A software system then overlays the live camera feed, making it easy for agents with the air and marine operations to pinpoint where the migrants are.
Yeah, so we just had 3 come through a breach right here. You can see their buddies on the south side.
The agents point a laser only night vision goggles can pick up.
Keep covering, keep covering, keep covering.
And then communicate and guide Border Patrol agents.
Keep rolling until you stop. Keep going for another 25 yards.
Our camera crew on the ground then captured agents apprehend a 19-year-old from Mexico and another man from Guatemala.
So now it's like a game. All they do is watch monitors now because they just like this. Let's see how far we can get them. All right, cool. Yeah, they got this far. They're over here right now. So what is it even worth it? But again, they still trying to get in. What y'all think about this? What y'all think about this right here? Let me see. What y'all talking about over here? Okay. Michael Fetters, we the people don't want them here. Reaper, he's using tariffs to get the countries to do what he wants. It's not to make money or fix the economy. Okay. Craig Young, immigrating here is good, but do it the right way. Just crossing over the border is like a stranger just walking into your home without your permission. Illegal means criminal. You're broke our law. Richard Newman says, I disagree. Michael Federer says the same. Zach C., I'm trying to get me a job with ICE. I'll be their employee of the decade. Zach C. said he want to get a job with ICE. Richard Newman said, join the military. They have been deployed. We got Marcel B. I ain't want no government telling me what to do. Oh, thank you guys. I got $5. Whoa, got me some coffee, y'all. Appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate that. Do me a favor if you appreciate the content. We got 476 people in the building. Double tap that screen. We going. It's hot in here. So I'm definitely going to use that right there to get me something to drink. Good looking, guys. Appreciate that. All super chats is all appreciated. Who that came from? That came from, let me read that one. Official. Rose with no thorns. $5. Good looking, Rose. Let's celebrate their first super on the live stream. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fred Berg, how can you support? Or you can do the same thing that Rose did. If you're talking about supporting the channel, you can definitely go ahead and send a super chat, or you can send a cash app to, what's that? Boogotti Cash? Or yeah, Boogotti Cash. BOOGOTTICASH. You definitely can do that. Appreciate you guys. Definitely gonna use that to get something to drink. So yeah, let's keep on watching this. Let's see how far it's going.
This is going to be an all-night game. I mean, this is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week profession.
And agents told us this was the first week that they saw Border Patrol vehicles and National Guard vehicles stationed in these crucial spots. Before this new administration, they said they were spread so thin, they just didn't have the manpower to do that, Stuart.
So if you think about the amount of people that's trying to come over versus the fact that they're spread thin and don't have the manpower, you can get an idea of, what they were up against for the last 4 years. Now that they have National Guard as well as Homeland Security working with each other, woo, they got a lot to worry about out there. So doom, 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 ice, ice, baby, doo 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 doom, boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. And another thing I want to talk about is really important. Did you guys see? Because we didn't cover this. Did you see Selena Gomez when she was crying over the over what's going on? When she was, oh my God, my people, oh, it's so bad, my people. Did you guys see any of that? Because it was pretty embarrassing. And I'm sure that she wanted to retract that immediately, but it was too late. Kind of like, Snoop Dogg, he's getting a lot of pushback right now. And as of yesterday, I think he lost about 555,000 subscribers on his Instagram page. So yeah, starting to feel it in the numbers. But Selena is a little different because the angel moms are saying that they feel as if she was very insecure in making that video because she's not thinking about their children that were lost in all of these horrific crimes and stuff. So here's a little bit about what the angel moms feel about Selena Gomez when she had her breakdown. Check this out, guys, because you shouldn't just hear it from one side. You need to hear from both sides, not just her, because she has the platform to do it. You need to hear from, the parents of the children that were lost to these crimes and these criminals.
The White House sharing a video, a powerful video, of angel moms responding to a now deleted video post by actress Selena Gomez crying over deportations.
You don't know who you're crying for. What about our children who were brutally murdered and raped and beat to death and left on the floor by these illegal immigrants?
I just feel like it's a ruse to deceive people and to garner sympathy for lawlessness.
I wish I could do something, but I can't.
My daughter was a child. There's many other children whose lives were taken due to people who crossed here illegally.
They didn't cry for our daughters.
Mother of 5, Rachel Warren, was sexually assaulted and murdered, allegedly by an illegal immigrant from El Salvador back in 2023 while she was on a popular running trail. Her mother, Patty Warren, was in that video, and she joins us now. Patty, thank you for joining us. And again, I can't say enough about how much everyone here at Fox offers their condolences to you. One of the things, Patty, that I really loved about this response, this video response, is that Donald Trump, in putting this video out,
offered an opportunity to humanize the victims who have been so forgotten. So my question to you is, what would you want Selena Gomez to know about your daughter? What else?
I was amazed when I saw the video because just her body language alone showed that it was a very insincere, even though she's crying tears, she's not actually looking into the camera. She keeps hiding her face or looking away from the camera. And so as a mom, to me, that's a sign that you're lying to me. But I want her to know that she's a Mexican. She's of Mexican descent. She's a billionaire. If she wants to help her fellow countrymen, why doesn't she pay for them to go home and then pay for them to go through the process legally to bring them into the country legally? My daughter suffered greatly at the hands of open borders because of the last administration. And there are many Americans across the country that have lost their mothers, their wives, their daughters, their children to this invasion of illegal.
So every time when I see like the kids going back, and I see like the immigrant moms and the child and all of that, where they have it looking so bad, you know, I really try to remember stuff like this. We try to look at it like, oh, it's only a couple, it's not that much. It doesn't matter if it's the amount. It shouldn't be any amount, because you basically come in here for what? You get here, you act like you want to have a decent life and earn an honest wage and do what you want to and do what you're supposed to do in order to be fruitful and multiply and live in a civil manner. But that's not civil. So what are you guys that's always defending, oh, what about that? Like, oh, everybody's not that kind of person, but it still takes away from the resources and from what United States citizens can actually have. You still got to remember that part. There's still going to be some sort of loss. When one takes the apple, that's one less apple for someone else. And whose apple is it? If you want to put it in basic terminologies and simple terminologies, we can use that if you want. A little bit more of this before we continue on, though.
Illegal immigrants. She needs to know that my daughter, her children no longer have a mother, that they have to grow up and live without her love and her support. If she feels sorry for her countrymen, it should be Americans. Because yes, even though her genealogy says that she's Mexican, she's American citizen. So why isn't she protecting the lives of the American citizen? That I don't understand.
Yeah, it's such a strange video. You're right. I mean, in the video, she says, "I wish I could help." I wish I could help what? Enable more illegals to come over and have what happened to your daughter. It's enable more lawlessness. It's just so ill-informed and super privileged, because, as you know, she has private security. She lives in a gated community, and those of us who can't afford that, we need to have law and order here. I want to talk to you about the trial. So the trial for your daughter is scheduled for April 1st. A judge has denied the move to move the trial out of Hartford County. Your daughter's killer has said that he wanted it to be moved because he says, you know, he's the subject of nationwide hatred and vilification. So what's your...
So we got some comments here. Let's go ahead and hit those comments off. We got, wait a minute. Let's double tap that screen since we got 474 people in the building. Do me a favor, you guys. Double tap that screen. Do me that favor. We up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We getting it going. Show me some appreciation for the gathering and what we got going on. Thank you so much. All you got to do is double tap the screen and let everybody know what we're doing in order to get those numbers up, to get the notifications out. Really appreciate that, you guys. Christian, how you doing? Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love right there. Thanks for the love. Marcel B. Bro, do you really think illegal immigrants get government assistance? I think they do, Marcel B. I really do think that they do. I actually do. What else we got here? DK, kick her out. Kick who out? Dude, there's over 15 million easy. I have a friend in the military. Okay. Who said that? That was Chris Townsend. We got Zach C. More like 20 million illegal immigrants. Akeem, no. Rose with no thorns. Yes. YouTube shareholder. Cat Williams keeps it 100% real. Alan pulling. Papa Oscar, my man. Mary. Also, you guys, if y'all want your comments read, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and get them up. I'm down here working. I'm going to need y'all to be up there supporting. Double tap that screen so we can get these notifications out to let everybody know what we got going on over here. Come on now. Come on. because we got another clip coming up right now. We're going to give this a little bit, but then we're going to keep on moving because we know we got a lot in the clip. Let's go.
Your message here.
My message is that I actually can't comment because it hasn't gone to trial. And so
I understand that. Let me ask you, no problem. Let me ask you one last question. Donald Trump has so far, that we know of, deported around 7,000 hardened criminals from this country since he took office just a few weeks ago. What are your thoughts on that?
I am so happy with the progress. One, he's keeping his word. Two, he's putting American safety first. Three, he's doing something that the Biden-Harris administration could have done. They could have prevented it 4 years ago. But in the meantime, the Biden-Harris administration could have been refusing these people if they had obeyed the laws that were on the books. So I am so grateful for the men and women that he's appointed, Tom Homan and Christine Noem. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job. And I'm very encouraged. There's a lot of people just here in our community that are still afraid, to go out after dusk or to walk down the sidewalk to check their mail.
Nobody should live like that, especially in your own country, and especially where you feel like, your family is and you work and everybody's shouldn't feel that way. And our hearts go out to her loss and her family and her daughter, and rest in peace to her family members, her family, her daughter that she lost. Moving along, we have this retail theft crew that leads authorities on another wide-speed chase. Remember yesterday we had the Benny Hill one? We got another one, y'all. Another retail theft crew that leads the authorities on a wild chase, because they're cracking down now, and a lot of these police and a lot of these companies and corporations, they're starting to push back, fight back, and now a lot of these thieves are starting to see it. A lot of these thieves are starting to be like, wait a minute, you guys are what? Yeah, coming after you, so here you go.
More tonight about this retail robbery in Upland that turned into a wild and dangerous pursuit. The suspect rammed into 2 cars as they tried to get away. There were children inside one of the vehicles. All 5 of them arrested and are likely facing felony charges.
Shelby Nelson is live in Upland with the story. Shelby.
Sure, Micah, this is pretty wild video out of a pretty popular Upland shopping center out here. And when we spoke to Upland police earlier today, they say oftentimes thieves will target shopping centers like this one, others that are near the freeway, because it's often a quick getaway. It starts with a ransacking of Dick's Sporting Goods inside the Colonies Crossroads Shopping Center in Upland.
Officers eventually found that the amount that was taken was over $6,000 in Nike apparel.
T-shirts, pants, and other apparel swiped within seconds at about 4 p.m. Monday. But what happens next clearly puts other lives in danger. The 5 people that you see in the video from Upland Police proceed to get into a red Hyundai, which was later determined to be stolen out of Downey. Officers locate them at a nearby intersection, and from there, they lead police on a high-speed chase. At one point, even attempting to squeeze through 2 vehicles stopped at a red light.
They tried to fit their vehicle between the 2 vehicles, and during that contact, there was several juveniles in one of the victim vehicles, causing the child endangerment.
The suspects, which included 4 young adult males and a 17-year-old.
So they got kids in there driving like that. They don't even care. Brazen. And if you really remember y'all, the ages that we've been talking about, a lot of the young kids out here doing crazy crimes and committing stuff like this. I mean, like, again, who raised you? Who raised you? 10K in cash assistance. Wait a minute, what we got here? Keep pointing to the finger where Daddy Trump and Fox News tells you to. Again, we got another person that's worried about the platform, y'all, instead of understanding how we get down over here. We pull information from many different sources. So just because this is Fox or KTLA or CNN, does that mean that it didn't happen? Again, that's the rabbit hole that a lot of people get caught in. And I'm trying to teach you people to stop doing that. This is called the rabbit hole, right? And you're up here, you're running, right? You're running. Everything is going smooth, but just because of this little rabbit hole, you get stuck down there. Now you can't do nothing. You know what I'm telling you to do? Get your dumb ass out the hole and keep running. Don't get stuck on one point. Pay attention to what's going on. When you get stuck in rabbit holes, you can't see what else is going on around you. Get up out the rabbit hole and keep it moving. You're worried about what platform it is instead of saying, you know what? Fox is saying that. Let me go double check on CNN if that's the truth. Huh, okay. They're saying something similar on CNN. Okay, cool. What are they saying on MS? Okay, cool. What are they saying on BBC? Okay, let me do some research on it. That is the way that you pool information. I am not going to be able to have all 5 different key points here, but the way that you pool information is you gather and then you make a smart assumption on what you want to do with the ideas that you come up against. You don't keep on running into the same rabbit hole. Every time I see that down there, it lets me know that we still have people that don't understand how to investigate and how to really get information together and how to gather the nuts and the fruits and the meat of the bone of the information. Instead, they worried about the other parts of it. The same way that people market to people like that, because they know that all you're going to look at is the glamour and glitz. I'm the person that walks up to it and taps on it like, this is a facade right here. So in the daytime, it looks like this. I mean, nighttime, it looks like a certain way, but in the daytime, it looks like this. So do me a favor, you guys. Again, stop worrying so much about, oh, it's Fox, it's this, it's that, because we got KTLA up right now. But does that mean that this robbery didn't happen? Does that mean that these people didn't do what they did? Again, getting caught in rabbit holes is the reason why you don't progress. Because again, you're not looking, all you can see is this. Get up out the rabbit hole so you can see what's going on. So let me see. You are the one in the rabbit hole. Marcel B. All right, whatever, bro. I can kick you out of here too. Keep on talking. Because you seem like you ain't got nothing else to do. How about that? How about that? Bing! How about that? Pointing at 1 or 2 stories. All right, now you can go. See, people like that you can't get a common ground with and try to go back and forth and have a common conversation with, just go ahead and get rid of them because it's not even worth your time. It's not even worth your time, especially if the facts are right in front of you. It just doesn't make sense. Exactly. He out of there. What that say? Keeps Diggity 7 out of there. Out of there. Who else? He's gone. Yes, Spencer. Kanzler's trolling. They don't understand that I'm mean with this trolling. I'm so freaking. See, I told you, and they think I'm not a mod. I keep on telling them I am the worst mod, and then I'm still rock with you, trying to let you get your point, and then what? Bang! Out of there. I control the platform, and then you throwing the groove off. You just trying to throw bricks, and no matter what we say, it's not going to be good enough for people like that. People like that, y'all, you get them out of here. Let me tell you something. 9 times out of 10, I know this for a fact. I'm a good person. I got a good heart. I want to see people make it. I have never done anything to hurt people. So 9 times out of 10, the way that I'm thinking is kind of common and fair to the masses because I never put myself before anybody else. So when you know that you're that type of person, I'm not on my own, not whatever. I just know what type of person that I am. You know that you don't spew negativity and stuff like that. You get your own back. Take pride in yourself, because sometimes you might be trying to say some stuff and people just gonna keep on pushing back or whatever like that. That doesn't mean that you have to change as a person. You keep on staying true to who you are and you keep it moving forward and you let them do the nonsense. Perfect example of what I just told you guys. Rabbit hole. He was in the rabbit hole, tried to bring me down in there, boom, kicked him out, and now we can continue with clear view. That's how I like to explain things in real life. So what I really want to do is thank Marcel B for sacrificing himself, for being a true idiot, and now we use him as an example. Thank you, Marcel B. Appreciate you. And if you guys appreciate the content, again, and the fact that I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning, putting all this content together, bringing it together for us to have a platform, be able to have somewhere to speak. Do me a favor and double tap that screen to let everybody know that we here. It just gets the notifications out. And then you start seeing people say, hey, what's going on up in here? And then YouTube say, hey, this guy's doing pretty good. Let's bump him up. And then next thing you know, my channel does a little better. That's the only reason why people tell you to do it, but they don't tell you the other side of it. I ain't got no problem with telling you the other side of it. We ain't got no snaps on the Petro. The best that we can do is ask for likes because YouTube does this. Hey, look, something going on over here. It's common sense. I'm going to show you proof. In a minute, you're going to start seeing people come in the comments and saying, so what's going on over here? Because they saw a notification and they said, hey, look at this, these guys are doing this because you guys started liking, and you're the ones that sent out the notification from the likes. And then they come in, hey, what's going on over here? Then I got to stop and explain. But that's the full circle. And that's the way that I like to explain things. My pop was never the type to give you the answer right there. He never did that. Be like, Dad, what's 1 + 1? He'd be like, come on, take a walk with me. That man will walk you around the entire block. By the time you get back to the front of the building, you're going to know what 1 + 1 is. You're going to know why 1 + 1 is. And you're going to know every part of 1 + 1. Instead of just saying 2, because then if you know every part of stuff, you can actually be able to manipulate and work within elements and work within different things. Use your mind. Use it. That's what you got it for. That's why I keep saying, don't get caught up on the platform. Find the information. And then now, hey, this could be a lie. Let's investigate. You're smart enough to say that it's probably not the truth. So be smart enough to investigate and see if it is the truth. Okay, let's do a little bit more of this and get up out of here.
Hop on the 15 freeway southbound as San Bernardino County Sheriff's chopper spots them stop and attempt to escape.
Footbill, just south of Victoria on the 15.
You see them hopping the fence before one of them is arrested. The remaining 4 head to Etiwanda High School. Officers from Upland and Rancho Cucamonga get onto campus and locate the remaining 4. They're now facing a...
So they're idiots. It started off with retail theft. Then it graduated to whatever they're going to add for the highway and endangering people on the road. Now they broke into a school. You broke into a school trying to get away from police. Oh my God. Like who raised you and who taught you? I'm telling you, man, these young kids nowadays, they doing stupid stuff. We try to run back to school. So y'all go back to that y'all go to that school. So you running back to school or something?
Footbill, just south of Victoria on the 15.
You see them hopping the fence before one of them is arrested. The remaining 4 head to Etiwanda High School. Officers from Upland and Rancho Cucamonga get onto campus and locate the remaining 4. They're now facing a number of charges, including commercial burglary, conspiracy, felony evading, and assault with a deadly weapon. And a few of them already had prior records.
It's scary. We don't normally have stuff around here like that.
For most people we asked in Upland, this was the first time they were hearing about it.
It's pretty safe. I let my son shop around here with his friends and stuff like that. But that kind of changes my perspective on that. Yeah, he won't be coming by himself.
Just 2 days before this incident, police arrested a woman suspected of stealing at another store in the same shopping center that also ended in a pursuit.
It's kind of upsetting to hear about something like this, especially like living near here. I feel like it's going to be very scary for kids to like walk.
High-speed pursuits is not worth it. You know, once you get caught on a retail aspect, you might as well give it up because worst case scenario, yeah, you got to go back and forth to court. You don't have no major hurting anybody or nothing like that. But once you start adding those charges, that's when you really get yourself in trouble. And the DA be like, you know what? We want him. We definitely want him. And then they start banging out more and more stuff for you. More charges and more issues. What we got here? Wake up, Teresa, before you're a victim. Whoever Teresa is. I'm just reading what somebody said. Who said that? That was Susan. Mariah Norman, they have nothing to lose. We don't know what's their desperation feels like. Asking nobody. I saw the UN trucks, for real. Emperor Trump 2023. Bubs, misdemeanor beats felonies. Teresa, Susan, okay, y'all beefing with each other right now. Try to get some more other stuff going on. Where are you from? You remind me of a friend by the name of Bean in the D, Mr. Mod. My name is, Mr. Mod. I'm from New York. We're in New York right now over here. Got some snow going outside, so y'all got to get out there and shovel. Local things, these tariffs are good. Prove me wrong. We have something coming up on that local, so I got you on that. Rancho is a bunch of rich kids. Never knew that. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Mariah Norman. Rancho is a bunch of rich kids, she said. Shay Resendez, crime doesn't pay. It really doesn't. Zach C. Tariffs are great. I believe so too, depending on how we use them, Zach. I really think so too. I want you guys to see something crazy though. This is important. I used to be a super. I used to work in buildings, cleaning up, and I'm really good with my hands, plumbing, plaster, whether it's carpentry or whatever. So I just got tired of doing it, and I don't want to do it anymore because I felt like people look at you like you're a tool instead of a person. Instead of me being who I am, they look at you like your name should be DeWalt or, you know, Stanley. I'm good with that, so I'm straight. Especially people that don't really appreciate it. You make really good money depending on what you do as far as like carpentry and plumbing, because I basically can do it all, even electrical. But you get tired of doing stuff like that. When you get older, you don't want to keep on humping and bumping, so rather do something else. So now I just manage buildings and I do this now. So moving on, but what I want you guys to see is the reason why I'm saying my backstory is a lot of times when we used to bring the garbage bags out to the sidewalk, we would help the trash man throw it into the truck. And he would always push you to the side and say, hey, watch out, move over. And I'm like, why? Well, if that bag busts, you know, all types of liquids and stuff comes out of it and you don't want it to get on you or whatever could really hurt you. So be careful, you know, when you're trying to assist or when you're going next to the back of a garbage truck. I think that was something that always stuck with me and something that should stick with all garbage men. I know you're like, what do you mean? I'm not a garbage person. What am I worried about this for? Well, the reason why is because yesterday there was an oxygen tank left inside of like a garbage bag or like a dumpster. And the garbage men never look inside of the trash. They just dump whatever's in there and they turn around and then they pull the lever down, and then next thing you know, everything is pressurized and compacted, and they keep moving on. Well, yesterday they did that, and there was an oxygen tank inside of there, and it blew the whole back of the garbage truck up. And hopefully, and what looks like that I saw, it looks as if the garbage man didn't get hurt in this blast, but it definitely could have happened because this was an improperly discarded oxygen tank, and it exploded in Ohio in a garbage truck. Simple day at work. You never think this gonna happen. Notice they're not looking inside of the trash. They're just dumping it. They're just dumping and moving, dumping and going. Saw that? Now, lucky he was off to the side, because if he hadn't been off to the side, that would have been his face. I could explain to you even what was going on. I could tell. So what happened was he dumped it. That was the one he had dumped, right? And then the lever was already coming down to compact what was in there. So he went and took the other one and dumped that one too. But by the time that one was being pressurized to pull up, boom, everything came back at him. And that's why he had the other pail and it fell on the ground. Yeah, man. Be careful out there when y'all doing these types of jobs. You never know. Pressure's no joke. No joke, man, no joke. Jay Izzo, Infinity, hot trash. What you got, YouTuber, shareholder? You kids are funny. Google can educate both, even give you thousands of things to confuse you and with too. Yeah, you're right about that, because it has its own. They've been doing an investigation into Google as well, because if you're owned by the person that you're trying to promote, you might say certain things. You want to use many platforms to get your information. Bing, YouTube, please go to the library. Do your own research online. Real talk. Real talk. Do your own research online. What we got up here? What we got? We got Susan. What we got? Chrono Trigger at local things. We never know. Okay, local things. Okay, Bub. So are you incapable of learning now? It makes sense. I don't understand. This is not going on with the title. You guys are killing me. Think it's me that's got to educate you. You guys are talking to each other. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can find something in here that has to do with the titles. It's really hard, you guys. You're really making this hard for me, but it's all good. That's all good. Here we go. Stephen Vestal. That's why they put those levers on the side. That's smart, yeah, because if they put them in the front, you got to stand there when the pressurizer's coming down. Looks like that trash is not biodegradable. I don't think so. They didn't sort it, huh? They didn't sort their metals from the trash, right? They didn't sort it. Okay, Bubs, I might get dumber listening, but go for it, local things. Okay, use ground news. They report left, right, and center. Okay, yeah, I definitely check out ground news as well, you guys. I like ground news. I'm gonna start going over there and grabbing some stuff too. Check this out though. We got another fight going on in government. Not a fight for position, not a fight for a seat, not a fight for a job. This was it seems like they be getting it popping in Chicago, y'all. Y'all don't play in Chicago. You know, y'all be fighting when y'all go to y'all government offices. I'm not talking about verbal fights. Y'all put up physical fights. Like over in South Chicago, there's a township board meeting, and yeah, it erupted in a real big fight involving the mayor. Check this out, y'all. Yeah, hope this this garbage man is okay. From what I see, he looks like he got out of the way before it got too bad. So hopefully he ain't get hurt, because I don't think there's no sort of what do they call that? Health insurance or whatever like that could affect him. And I did hear him off to the side like, oh, like scared, like basically sounding like he's okay that he got away with it. So he's all right. He'll be okay. Do me a favor, you guys. Y'all appreciate the content. Your boy got to be digging to find this stuff. It's not like I just sit there. I got to dig to find this. Do me a favor. Double tap the screen. Show me your appreciation. So it's almost 6:30, y'all. Come on. Double tap that screen. Let your boy know you appreciate the content. And we're going to show you this South Chicago Township Board meeting when it erupted into a brawl. I don't know if you guys, anybody in here from Chicago, or if you guys know about this, or if you might even been here, might even went. You guys didn't know anything about this brawl that happened in South Chicago?
I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter. But I heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Lightfoot report about credit cards. You want to talk about them not coming to work, but we've been hearing about what you've been doing while you've been at work. And I'm going to give away the rest of my time, because I think on behalf of the Black Cookout Association that we would better take a vote, and we're going to...
He did not just say the Black Cookout Association. He didn't just say that. He said on behalf of the Black what? Did he say the Black Cookout Association, y'all? Help me out. I'm trying to hear this.
Because you want to talk about them not coming to work, but we've been hearing about what you've been doing while you've been at work, and I'm going to give away the rest of my time, because I think on behalf of the Black Cookout Association that we would better take a vote, and we're going to exchange your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of Congress. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You go, bitch.
The smartest lady in the spot was the one that had the green. If you notice, she didn't even wait around. This lady right here, all she did was got up, got her jacket, and left. She was not playing. That's the only person I saw. I saw the fight and all of that, but it was just hilarious how once she saw that fight break out, she was like, oh, let me get my stuff. I'm out of here. They might start shooting.
They fighting, y'all.
You talking about broke for the door? Yo, she broke for the door. She like, yeah, I'm out of here. Y'all can have this. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got time for this. I did not sign up for this. I did not come to no city council meeting to be having y'all messing around. That sounds like that's how my mom's would have been. Child, come on, get your coat. Let's go. Get on out of here. Come on, let's go. They literally scrapping. It's like as soon as he got off the mic, somebody must have said something and he overheard it. It's like he went back over there and just like how you get your point across by scrapping in the city council meeting? Come on, man. It's a town hall. Yeah, it was a town hall. I'm just messing around. It was a crazy town hall, no doubt. That was crazy though, yo. That was crazy. That was a town hall, y'all. Yeah, like I said, do me a favor, y'all, if y'all appreciate the content. Your boy be digging. Your boy be digging now. This is recent too. This was actually yesterday. Do me a favor, double tap that screen. Do me a favor, double tap that screen, y'all. We got more coming up. We got Tren de la Agua, the gang. They turn it into multiple groups now. That's what the reporters are saying. That now that these Tren de la Agua people and the police know who they are, and the sheriffs and everybody know who they are, they're now breaking up to other little gangs and little organizations right now to try to hide themselves and also to empower other gangs. So yeah, Tren de la Agua is going to be a real force to reckon with, especially now since they're trying to be like Venom. They're trying to disguise themselves. Y'all got to be careful out there. You never know what people are out there doing. So this is what's happening right now. Wanted to show you guys a little bit of it. It's a bit deep. It's News Nation. It's the Tren de Aragua gang turning into multiple groups. And that's what they're saying. So check this out.
More about these recent Tren de Aragua arrests. Let's bring in now to talk more about these recent Tren de Aragua arrests. We have Aurora, Colorado Councilwoman Danielle Gurinsky and retired ICE Field Director John Fabricatori.
If you guys remember, in Aurora, Colorado, that's when they took over that apartment complex and they were taking the rents and they were like coming in with the AR-15s. We showed you guys that 2 days ago, where these guys are finally starting to get arrested. So this is what we're talking about. This is the follow-up to that story, as well as more meat on the bone, no pun intended, just about the story and about what's going on now with the gang.
Welcome both. Thank you for coming on. Councilwoman, I actually want to start with you because I know you've seen real impact from the TDA gang in your own community. What have you seen and what concerns you about it splitting up into two factions now?
Yeah, I mean, the concern about it splitting up into two factions is each faction is going to make it their intent to continue growing. And what I have seen here in Aurora is just devastating, from sex trafficking to kidnapping, murder, unlimited amounts of car thefts, and just actual human suffering, real human suffering.
A lot of people I saw in the comments that were saying stuff like everybody's not a bad person, and just because they came over from the border doesn't mean that they're right. But in some sort of way, believe it or not, they're actually supporting it, taking the resources, as well as they can't say too much about it when they know it, when they know what's going on. If you're an illegal migrant and you know what's going on, you can't voice your opinion. You can't tell on people. You actually kind of like got to be quiet and let it happen around you. Because if you tell or whatever like that, you're going to get in trouble. So it's like you're kind of guilty by association and you're probably helping it along. And to be fair, there are a huge number of people that are coming to the country that don't want to be criminals and that don't want to do things illegally. But there are also a lot of people that are trying to come here and don't care to do things the right way. The people that are trying to make it here, let's say with a job and things like that, the first thing that they did that was illegal, and a lot of people have to understand in the comments, is crossing the border illegally. That's the first crime. So yes, you're a criminal in that aspect. No, you're not or whatever the case may be. But then if you had those bracelets on, you still have to support the cartels. I'm going to keep on saying this. You have to support the cartels back home, especially if you have family members that are back there. Because if you don't, they're going to take you out. And this is a little thing I wanted to show people. If you can zoom in on this screen in a second, I want to show you, because a lot of skeptics are out here telling us that there was no receipt that the migrants got that showed that they were getting $14,000. Prove it. It's sad that this age and that we're in, everybody's talking about receipts. So again, that's why I pool information and that's why I come with my receipts. I'm gonna stop the video really quickly to show you a receipt that I found from a supermarket executive, a supermarket associate that swiped and saw how much this lady received on her food stamps. There was about $13,000 left on this migrant's EBT card. So to the answer to the people down there that says illegal immigrants can't get money, they can. In sanctuary cities, they give you ID. It's called a New York ID. And once you get that, yeah, you get a debit card and you can get an EBT, food stamp card. Want you guys to see this. So again, like, you know, I'm not going to crack on people. I'm not going to like say they're less intelligent than they should be. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of people out here that you got to constantly keep on proving stuff to. And, you know, I'm for it. I'm going to go ahead and even run through this. I mean, it's probably some stuff out here I don't want you guys to see, but I'm going to keep it 100 with you. So here we go, right here. And I make all the thumbnails. I do everything myself. I want y'all to see this right here. If you can zoom in on this screen, that's why I got two screens here. That's why I do this. If you guys can zoom in on this screen, you will see what I'm talking about here. Una persona iba atrás de una chica. Venezuela un atiende y dejo su recibo. And that's basically saying that's the receipt from a Venezuelan immigrant. And if you look over here, the food stamp was $24 that she spent. And it shows the food stamp that she spent, right? But if you look up there, you see the balance of the food stamp balance being $13,401.82. That's the food stamp balance. And then the EBT cash balance is $4,498. So to all the skeptics that were, oh, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, the slap in the face is real. I found more than one of these on the internet. All of them are different, so you can't say people did it in Photoshop. Now what y'all got to say? Because every time you do something like that, they always got some other rabbit hole to try to take you in. Yeah, but what about the people that's climbing mountains and Mount Skips-a-doodle-doodle? Stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. When you really catch people out there, you have your stuff in order, a lot of times people don't want to agree with you, even if you show them hardcore truth. So again, people like that, like the dude that we kicked out, we kick him out, we keep it moving because we know better. And what we do, gather information, and then we make the best assumptions and go from there because that's life. And that's how you're supposed to do things if you want to live long. I'm still here, little bro. That's what Marcel said. What we got? Get some second batch, second to none. That tariff is good for us. AH, no one getting 14K in food stamps. You got played, bro. Okay. My girlfriend had this happen with her EBT. Also, Paul, salute. So proud of black men. A lot voted for Trump. Appreciate that, Paul. I'm not even going to fight the last person. You just keep on going in your mind and thinking that. Okay, Rooster Repairs 8K. They would also beg on the streets with their kids. I've got photos and I put in 311 complaints. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. No, not only that, but the kids are running through with the candy. Candy, because they want you to feel bad, right? Candy. But boom, you know what they do? They take the EBT, they go to BJ's. I keep on telling y'all this. They go to BJ's, to the big box stores. And what they do is they put a whole bunch of candy inside the thing. And now because there's not that many newsstands in the train stations, you now have a bunch of migrants coming through and they might have a kid tied on their back. They playing on your emotions and they're sending that money back to the cartel. Because again, if they don't, what's going to happen? And if they don't actually become legal, they're going to have to go back home. So they want to make sure that they got their cartel happy so that Juancito, Pito, and Miguel don't get any trouble because they're still back in Venezuela, Guatemala, or whatever. And those wristbands that you guys see that was at the border, that goes back to what cartel you're part of or property of. When you come to the United States, they already know, oh, they're giving y'all this money, they're giving y'all this. So now send the money back here. Oh, how are we going to do it? We're going to make up these illegal cell phone stores. Where you guys been? We've been doing these stories all month. Everything that I'm telling you, I have proof of it. I'm showing you videos of it. So all of this stuff, but you guys want receipts and everything, boom, go back and watch a couple of clips. The information is there as well as the receipts, because that's how we do it here. Punxsutawney Phil, did he see a shadow or did he not? Are we going to have a winter that's going to be longer, or is it going to be spring, real soon? I don't really go by groundhogs and what they say. I don't know about you guys, but it's something that's common. The only thing I really know about Groundhog Day was the movie, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing I really know about Groundhog Day was the movie. When every day he woke up, it was the same thing going on. But yeah, yesterday was Groundhog Day, and basically we want to know if Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow or not. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I sped this up because it was too much going on. They say that Punxsutawney Phil, he's inside. They knock on the door. They bring him out. They put two scrolls in front of him. One says it's going to be a long spring, and one says it's going to be an early winter, right? Whichever one he go like that to, that's what they get their determination from. I've already sped it up to that part because I don't want to go through all that other crap of knocking on the door and all of that stuff. Let's see what Punxsutawney Phil, if I'm saying it right, has to say about spring. If it's going to be a longer winter, or if we're going to get an early spring. And like I said, he's got to look at the scrolls. One is on this side already back there, and the other one is on this side. They're all gathered around to see what he's going to do.
Nice job, Bill. Phil's made a choice.
Like, they really serious about this groundhog thing, y'all. They have people flying in and all that. To the town that they did the movie in, it's a big deal out there.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Now on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, the prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed the president to the proper scroll, which reads, "What a way to start a Sunday fun day. You always said you'd make it here one day. To this place, barely big enough to contain ya. To this sweet Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. We're all here with the elements combined, where Mother Nature meets Father Time. To hear the truth, are those gray skies? Only I know you can't trust AI. It's Groundhog Day, and maybe life is on a loop. But I miss my burrow, I miss my coop. So I'm headed back down. There's a shadow up here. Get ready for 6 more weeks of winter this year. Woo!
I'm talking about a real big deal when it comes down to Punxsutawney Phil. This guy is a celebrity. I'm talking about, how y'all gonna make a groundhog a celebrity? That's crazy. So do you guys believe in Groundhog Day? Let me know. Anybody believe in that? Anybody believe in it? Y'all got them shards, you funny. No open borders, but maybe a working system to legalization. AH said that. What we got down here? Marcel's Ghost. I'm an independent thinker, but I sit around the TV with zero research. Okay. Have one hard. Denny Blazer. These guys are correct. Every time that damn groundhog can call it. Not legalization through the same methods as Melania. Aiden Anstey. If you don't want to pay extra, buy American. Keep faith, Jay. Hey, kick this local guy out. Why you want to kick me out? Let's go forward, y'all, because we want to finally get to the point where we talked about, which is our title. We want to know what China, Mexico, and Canada are talking about when it comes down to these tariffs, how much they fighting back with, what their pushback plans are, and where we going with it.
And today, goods from Mexico, Canada, and China could become more expensive. President Trump said he's placing import tariffs on production from those countries. Mexican and Canadian imports will face 25% tariffs.
So that's it right there. 25% Canada, Mexico 25%, China 10%. And expect to raise costs for Americans. So everything that we thought, yes, we are going to bite the bullet for this for a little while. Us Americans, yes, we're going to have to take the pain for this with hopes that negotiations in the long run will get better for us.
And goods from China will face a 10% tariff. Trump first threatened tariffs during his campaign and seems likely to follow through with that plan. It's a political gamble, though, since many voters cited inflation as one of their top issues. Tariffs could trigger higher prices and potentially disrupt the energy, auto, lumber, and agricultural sectors.
Mr. President, is there anything China, Canada, and Mexico can do tonight to force?
Do me a favor, y'all. Double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content. Double tap the screen to show everybody that you appreciate the boy. Been up since 6 o'clock, pooling, gathering, got all this information for you guys. Thanks for all the love down there. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Double tap the screen. Let's get these numbers up. We got 118. We got 349 in the building. Double tap. We got $5 over there. I can go get me a coffee. $5. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Once again, appreciate that. Thank you.
Stall your implementation of tariffs tomorrow?
No, nothing. Not right now, no.
Not a negotiating tool?
No, it's not. No, it's a pure economic. We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three of them.
Both Canadian and Mexican leaders said they will respond with their own tariffs on American goods if Trump's plan goes forward. China is also expected to retaliate if their goods face tariffs as well. And today, goods from Mexico.
The thing about the Canada thing is we're already fitting a huge bill with them already, number one. Number two, the reason he says that he's doing this, and me, I do not condone. I am only explaining and thinking and saying what he basically said he's doing, and also what Kevin O'Leary said as well, because I also look at Kevin O'Leary because he's a businessman, and he's already stated that many people and many times they've been trying to do business with China, and China is not flexible at all. It's really hard to do business with China. So that's one thing that we already commonly know. I've heard that for many years now. Also, Mexico, they're trying to have them implement a much stronger force on holding back fentanyl and drugs at the border right now. Same thing that they're trying to say for Canada. That's the reason why they're trying to implement these tariffs, because they want them to be more stronger and more stern with the security of border crossings and things like fentanyl and illegal border crossings. And also, like we said earlier, you know that it's now a terrorist organization, the cartels. So if you're not being stern on helping out at the border, you're actually not going with the cartels, but it's making it easier for the cartels to do what they have to do. So they want them to be stronger at the border is what they're saying. I don't know if that's the underlying truth, but the reason that he's saying he put these tariffs in is for that concentration. And he wants them to get a little nervous so that maybe they can negotiate and then we can bring prices down. That's the normal way of business practice. If you guys know business and the way that you negotiate, sometimes you have to be a bit stern. You got to hold in place. And sometimes, yes, you may lose monetary in doing that. But in the long run, it could help if it brings prices down over time. So the people that are in the comments that are saying you're willing to spend more money in order to do this, actually I am for a little while to see if they're going to negotiate, and then maybe we'll get even less prices. Because if you don't negotiate at all and you don't give no pushback, they're going to just keep on keeping it the same price. Look at it like when you go into a store, mom and pop, somebody want to sell a pair of boots. How much you got those boots for? $125. Can I get them for $110 or $115? No. Every time you try to negotiate, no. How about you be like, you know what? I ain't even buying them from you. And then you go to walk out. This is the tariff right here. And now you give them a choice to see if they want to take that price down or not. And not only that, now that you're not selling me them boots for a cool price or whatever like that, now when you come to my store or it's gonna be higher for you. And then they might say, you know what? All right, so let's get you a better price and let's negotiate. That's the fundamentals of what I'm basically trying to say, if that's what the practice is and what they're planning on doing. That's basic negotiations one-on-one to people that's going, I'm talking about going loco in them comments right there, boy. We got people that do not like Trump. If that man, no matter what he do, he could be set on fire, they're still not going to be happy. And that's what's sad, because it jades the other things and other situations that we have going on. Don't just be caught up in one thing. Like me, I can't stand Joku Hoku. I can't stand Kathy Hoku, but I don't wrap my mind around that all day and just focus on that. If she does something that actually makes sense, I'll be for it. If she doesn't, I'm going to say something about it. But I'm not going to be an a-hole and not be real, because that's one thing I have respect for. If I have a fight with somebody and I lose, like, hey, I lost. If somebody's good at something, I'm going to give them the credit for what they're good at. I'm not going to just stand there and be like, oh, no, they're not good at this. It makes you look ignorant in doing that. So, no, don't do that. Give people props for what they're good for. And when they're not, give them the business. That's how you be a real person. Come on, stop all the one-sidedness. We got a situation with these protesters that was pardoned by Trump. They actually speaking out now. The protesters that was pardoned, they speaking out now. What we got right here? We got iHill. I love this channel, not just for your unbiased opinion. I'm listening and learning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Make America godly again is what True Reality said. What we got here? Paul is laughing. Somebody's laughing. Keep faith, J. Local thinking is okay to side with is completely idiocracy. Identify as non-binary. I love that one. Jason Spencer, people are ignorant nowadays. Very ignorant. Ignorance is bliss and ignorance is this. That's what I say now. I'm talking about, wow, you have no earthly idea of what we're talking about. Okay? I don't know what that is. Dirty money. America makes boots and guns. Most should try getting both. Rock Victor now brainwashed. MAGA running this chat ultra. What we got over here? People pies, but SHIT pies, but he won't negotiate with the American CEOs who have record profit margins. Honestly, government shouldn't be dealing with business at all, because it starts to become more like a tyranny. That's how I look at it. I don't think they should deal with business at all. Let business just be business, and if it's illegal or something like that, guidelines and things like that, yeah, but dealing with people's direct business, that's too much interference right there. Okay, here we go with these protesters that was pardoned by Trump. Let's see what they got to say.
Trump warning federal workers they must show up to the office or they'll be fired.
If people aren't coming to work, if they're not going to come into the office and report as per the date that you know what it is, everybody knows what the date is, it's been very well documented, then they're going to be terminated.
So you're not concerned though that if many people take that offer, there could be shortages that could lead to
Then they'll
safety
be
issues?
replaced with very competent people. We have a lot of competent people in this country.
This, as a new report claims, federal workers are gripped by fear and chaos as Trump rapidly disrupts the status quo in government. Outnumbered co-host and former White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany joins us now. Kayleigh, what do you think of this? Why are they fearful, and why is there chaos? They just have to go back to the office.
Yeah, I'm glad there's a little fear, because 2 weeks after President Trump took office, the first time there was a Washington Post article about resistance from within, the federal employees resisting Trump. They were actually, Ainsley, according to the article, meeting with Obama-era staff about how to undermine President Trump. And now here's Trump 2.0. They're saying a lot of us are going to stay out of spite. We are here for however long we want. I don't think so. I think Trump is ready.
All right. Also, Trump pardoned a lot of the pro-life protesters.
Yes.
grandparents, mothers of young children, pastors, a Holocaust survivor, a Catholic priest. They were all prosecuted and convicted by the Biden administration for nonviolent protests at abortion facilities. You sat down, you received an exclusive interview from some of these individuals. Tell us about your interviews.
They were so lovely. Paulette Harlow, Jean Marshall, wonderful women of God, a grandmother, a mother of 6, grandmother of 8, and William Goodman, who was in prison, couldn't get toilet paper, Ainsley. But according to him, so no toilet paper for 2 weeks. According to him, other inmates told him the trans inmates managed to get lipstick and hairspray. These are the deplorable conditions. Asbestos, they were in there for quite some time. And in fact, Jean Marshall, I spoke to her, I said, would you do it again? And she said yes. Listen to this. What were the other inmates like? Did they treat you well?
They were pretty fair to us. And later we had a Bible study going, and a couple of the women joined, and they were so enthusiastic.
And can you believe this lady was arrested? What in the world could this old lady have done to get her arrested for praying outside of an abortion clinic for the children? The Biden administration basically sentenced her to do jail time because of crimes like that, which things that they called a crime. I want to see what people have to say about that. Denny Blazer, what was on the flyer? Keep what's news? That was the receipt from the $14,000 that the migrant was getting. Some bootlickers, KKK, invitation, media consumers. Ooh, y'all really going in downhill, but y'all do not like this. Woo, y'all going in. What else we got? To create uncertainty and distrust and disrupt decisions making within a target population, ultimately weakening their resolve. All right, y'all, let's go.
And they were so thankful. And one of them said, now I know why I wound up in prison, so that I could hear this Bible study.
Wow. Did you ever ask yourself, why God?
No, I was so thankful to God that he could use me, even one little vesicle of goodness, if there was something left.
What was her story? How long did she have to go to prison, and why was she there?
She was sentenced to 3 years. And I said, the government accused you of violence. She said that she engaged in no violence. She's a nurse. She was there to be a voice for the voiceless. She said her sister is Paulette. These are people who love deeply, who are pro-life, who are peaceful at heart, who want to protect babies from the moment of conception. But yet they're sent to prison from the federal government. In William's case,
I noticed that people in the comments don't comment at all about stuff like that. I don't hear nobody saying, oh, look at the platform it is. When it's something that got to do with something that serious and like that really hits home, that has a real point, that really has some meat on the bone. I mean, really, because of your politics, you really can't show that lady no type of love, no type of resolve or understanding. Like, whatever, she was in there, whatever. Just because she's not on your side. That's the sad part. And that's the reason why I do this, because it's like, so that we could see how unfair or fair that we're being to each other. Because not communicating is being unfair. Not understanding somebody to at least give them the respect to talk to them is being unfair. And that's why we do the bottom line, because we have one fair place to come to, and whether it's in the comments, whether it's whatever we do, we get it done and we get it out and we keep it moving. Check this out. We got another situation here that I wanted you guys to see, because it's the irony of what a tech billionaire is going through right now. Y'all remember all the stuff when they was putting us in Facebook jail? You remember that? Anybody ever been to Facebook prison? When you might say something and next thing you know, they shut down your channel for like a week. Probably don't even get it back. Yeah. You know anything about that? Well, guess what? They're starting to talk about a lot of stuff that was going on inside the Facebook, inside the offices. And guess who's not happy about it? The Zucker mother ucker. Him right there. Like I told y'all, he says, whatever happens at Facebook stays at Facebook. But we have some whistleblowers and some people that actually were telling about what was going on at Facebook. And he's not happy about that. To the point where he's ready to fire some people. And it looks like, I don't even know if he's gonna, well, he might use some of that AI, some of the meta technology to find out who's telling. So who knows? But yeah, Mark is pretty hot right now because they're telling inside information about what's going on at Meta.
Welcome back. For years, Silicon Valley was the enforcer of content moderation, deplatforming, progressive politics. But now the tide is turning. Amazon, after pulling ad dollars from X over content concerns, is reversing course, writing big checks to Musk's platform once again. And Apple, they're eyeing a return as well. To put it on Elon Musk, in his own words, did we just become friends? Elon Musk bet big on Trump, and now he's reaping the benefits. Better late than never for other tech CEOs. They're all following suit. Even Bill Gates is now pledging to engage with Donald Trump. And Musk, reports say he's practically camping out near the White House, fully committed to shaping policy. So the old school Silicon Valley playbook is dead. The era of censorship is collapsing, and all voices are finally being heard. It's pretty amazing. And certainly, Dagan, you know how I feel about Mark Zuckerberg and his 180 specifically, but you see all these people playing ball together. I really think it comes down to Elon Musk setting the stage. He got to Donald Trump first. He crushed the censorship first, and he's got the president's ears. Other people saw that and got a little jealous.
They want the Trump administration, and I mean, I call them the four horsemen of the apocalypse: Google, Amazon, Apple, and Meta. And they think by cozying up to Elon Musk that they can, have a pipeline into the Trump administration. Maybe they get what they want. I wouldn't count on Elon always being buddy-buddy with these tech CEOs. I would love to see some competitors come along for these giants, because anything that further entrenches their market dominance is bad for America. The writer Cory Doctorow coined the term, and I can't say it on TV because it involves a foul word, but I will paraphrase it, encrapification.
They want all of that to go. They do want common sense back again. So I think these people are reflecting, not just, I have epiphany or I got to be in good with the current administration. Right. I think they realize their constituency, the country is changing. And so they don't want to be on the wrong side of history, as they used to say.
That's putting it nicely. Dagan and I had some harsher words for them this week. But let's get to this. A little irony.
Whatever their motives, if they're doing the right thing, you take it.
Okay, fair enough. I agree on the outcome. A little irony for you. Mark Zuckerberg sent a company memo complaining about leaks, unfortunately for Zuck. That memo also leaked. Here's the Meta CEO. He says, quote, "We try to be really open, and then everything leaks. Everything I say leaks. It sucks. But the thing is, the only reason we know that Zuck wants to catch the leakers is because it was leaked." The problem seems to be getting a little worse here, Taylor, for our friend Mark.
He can't catch a break, can he? Not on this panel and not at the office either. Look, some of this comes down to, do you trust the CEO? Do you trust the internals of a company? And if you don't, you're more likely to leak things. If you're not sort of feeling like it's a company where you belong and where you're excited. And this sort of goes back to a leaked memo. Elon Musk is denying it, but a memo that said that X was barely breaking even, and why the conversation we're having about all of these advertisers would actually be so helpful to him from a business perspective, because you need Amazon and Apple and Meta to come back and advertise on your platform. So leaked memos or not, I think from a business perspective, you should get a grip on that.
What do you guys think about this, David?
Well, first of all, having said everything about how Silicon Valley used to be conservative, maybe getting back to its roots, there is a deep state in a place like Meta, and which has evolved over more recent history, over the past 10, 15 years. And I think Zuck and the rest of them are realizing it'd be just as harmful to their game plan as it was to the United States game plan to have the deep state in our government. So
on that note, I want to say this. There is a deep state. And when they say deep state, to me, what it means that, like, every time when you used to put something up and you might get Facebook jail, or you might get banned for a little while, or they might threaten you and say, oh, sensitive content, or that content isn't correct, fact checked or whatever. And now we're conditioned to be like, you know what? I don't know if I should post that, or I don't know if I should post this. Or sometimes you might comment on something, and then the next thing you know, they're like, oh, you might want to consider rewording this or whatever. So that's not freedom of speech. And that's basically them telling you what you can basically put up on their platform. If not, your channel's going to get not demonetized. If it's YouTube, it will be. But any of them other platforms, when it come down to Facebook and they own Instagram, man, you think they won't put you in Facebook or Instagram jail for like 2 weeks? It was somebody, they were talking about the 500-pound lady. I put a comment in there, or they was like, oh, this is sensitive content, way that you responded to this. They shut down my Instagram page for like 7 days. So when it comes down to that and like trying to like tell us what we can say and what we can do, I really don't appreciate that at all. And now with the nervousness of, should I post this? Can I respond to that? It makes you not even want to respond. Or now you got to edit yourself. Nothing wrong with editing yourself when it comes down to curses and certain things. But if it's going to take away the basic premise of what you're trying to say, why even say it on that platform if you can't say it in a comfortable manner? Because you could come here and say whatever you want. Y'all already know. You come in the comments, you say what you want. We go back and forth. We fight. We get over it. And we keep it moving. Because that's what we do at the bottom line. So, like I told you guys, and like I always say, I appreciate you. Because you could have went anywhere. The fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, even better. Do me a favor. Share, like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know that you guys appreciate the content. I'll be back 6 o'clock tomorrow to do it again because y'all already know how we do it. Do me a favor. Go on over to the website just in case you want to get some merch. We got them hoodies over there. Look at that puff print sitting up off the shirt. It's lifted up off of the shirt. Look at that. www.drinkbigdrip.com. Go ahead and get yourself some merch. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Get 'em! 1.